bitchin' cars. Couldn't race you the way to fun, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars. Have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars. Racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. She'll probably start to cry. Oh yeah.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars. Racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars. They're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. I don't care what she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she'll probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us. We lost him. License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you on the way to Mars, oh no, no. Got everyone to do. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor in a dual quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the 21st Century Suffragettes cast. They flipped the bitch switch. We've already won this fight. We've already won this battle. We are not going back, not on our watch. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, family.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
This is our cue.
Fuck it!
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
You're goddamn disgrace!
Welcome to 21st Century Suffragettes. I'm Diane Russell. We've got Benny Loco, we've got Spike and R, and we have a special guest today, the Angry Ginger. Ginger, thank you so much for joining us today. How much fun. I love this when we all like collaborate. I really think it's great.
This is the best. This is when it's fun, yeah.
Better. Hey, it's always a better party when it's a bigger party.
Damn right.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, I want to kind of start with that because I was listening to Malcolm Nance, and you know how much we love Malcolm Nance around here, people. Ginger, you're familiar?
No, I'm not. Actually.
You're not?
No.
Oh,
I'm
you
still
gotta
learning.
write it down, bitch. You gotta go to Black Man Spy. Black Man Spy. Malcolm Nance. He's been.
You're gonna love this.
Oh my God, you're gonna love him. And just like you loved IHIP, you know, you loved IHIP, and I'm like, these girl ladies are great. Wait until you get a hold of fucking Malcolm Nance. He holds nothing back. And not only that, he's been in intelligence forever. He's literally a black man spy. And he went... Literally. And for 30 years, he even went over, it's 50 or 60 years old, went over and was in the Ukrainian, what do they call it, the Legion? The Legion?
Yeah. He knows his shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him right now. That's crazy. That's a lot of medals. That's a lot of medals.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's why when he speaks...
Why is your microphone something fucked up?
What, my microphone is fucked up?
I don't fucking know.
Everybody in the chat saying my microphone is fucked up. So I'll just keep talking. So, Malcolm Nance... I'll just keep repeating myself. Malcolm Nance, epic, right? I love him. And because he's so...
A little muffled.
Muffled? Okay. Maybe is it not coming out of the microphone? It's coming out of the camera again?
You sound fine to me.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Yeah, YouTube isn't getting your audio properly for some reason, but we're getting it just fine.
Yeah.
Hey, YouTube, wake the fuck up. 21st century suffragettes are on.
Yeah, as Susie says, it sounds like you're in the background.
Okay.
Shit.
Then I'll talk really loud and...
There you go. Yell at the mic.
Did you try
I got
turning
it. I got it.
You gotta talk like me and Benny.
Yeah, get out there with your old loans.
So anyway, okay, Tony says he fixed it now. Okay, does it sound better? Okay, hopefully. So Malcolm Nance,
I don't know, 'cause
epic,
it sounds
Black
the same
Man
here.
Spy. Please watch his YouTube and follow him because when he speaks, I fucking listen. He was the one who said, get your shit off Twitter and go to Blue Sky, and he gave us that warning. And he wanted everybody to do it kind of at the same time, so it was kind of a hit on Elon, you know? And and also he was a legionnaire in the Ukrainian army, so he helped those guys. And he goes over, and you know where he's going next? He's going to be reporting from Greenland.
Oh,
because he's worried that Dinky's gonna.
Yeah.
And we call him Dinky here because every time we say his name, somehow we start buffering. So we don't say his name; we say Dinky. And plus, it's easier on
because we all know he's very dinky.
Dinky.
Gonna be known as Dinky till death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Malcolm Nance, a must listen. And by the way, I forget where he was. Anytime you see him anywhere, I want you to listen to him. I forget whose podcast he was on, but he goes, I want to start the Focus Action Focus Objectives, which is the fafopac.org.
Nice. Now that's my style.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about, Angry Ginger.
Where do I sign?
This is what I'm talking about. This is a coalition of like 21st Century and Angry Ginger getting together, and I'm gonna be on Sons of Liberty on Tuesday. You know, like let's combine forces, right?
Yeah.
So Focus Action, Focus Objectives, fafopac.org. You can donate to there, and somebody dropped the link. Okay, so we got a lot of moderators in here, more moderators than we need, but that's why one of y'all can drop the link. So anyway, he goes, bringing together like Move On, Hands Off, Indivisible, and 50-51, right? These are all individual like packs that are doing things. They're not packs. I don't know. They're just movements. Yeah.
They're movements.
Yeah. That are just trying to get
organizations
trying to get people organized in the streets. And his thing is this: we need all these people to work together and get people in the streets protesting because 76 million people voted for Harris. And studies say that 3.5% of the people need to protest in order to create change. That means 12.5 million people.
What have I been saying for a fucking year?
12.5 million protesters are needed. Okay, so at the last two protests that we had got about 5 million people. I went to one of them. And so people get out and get in the streets and get loud, as Benny Loco would say. Right, Benny?
I've been doing it personally myself for the past year. I've been protesting out loud every motherfucking where I go, alone, except for the organized protests that I've been in.
Right.
But I do it every day.
Yeah,
every day.
That's the most important thing.
I'm a rolling fucking billboard of protest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fucking playing.
No, you should
I know
see
what
her
it feels like to be fucking backed up and desperate, okay? And this is the most backed up and desperate I've ever felt in 64 fucking years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And people
And
need
I'm not
to, you need to
afraid
talk to
of
people.
piss.
Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead,
talk
Ginger.
to people. Yeah. I mean, what Benny's saying is the most important thing that you can do now, and that's just speak up, because there's a lot of people. We all have family members. We all have, friends or ex-friends that chose to either not vote or not vote for Kamala, or not, or to vote for Trump. And there's a lot of those people. If you ain't talking to them, that they ain't gonna hear this side of the story.
They don't
All
know.
they hear is
They
la
have
la la
no-
la la. I don't hear
Yep.
nothing about Trump that's bad. I don't know anything about the economy being bad. I don't know anything
Yep,
about a stock market crashing. I don't, and like I was just at a friend's house last night, and I chose, I said I'm not gonna talk politics. I'm gonna, be cool. I'm gonna try and just have a good time, have beers and stuff. But even just bringing up stuff like we're watching Canelo Alvarez box, right? And he's boxing a nobody, and he's in the EAU. And you look at this line of ultra wealthy Saudi Arabians that are there, and I'm talking to a couple people there, and we just bring up that, like, you look at this. This is they have this man there fighting. It was a terrible fight. Everybody's asking, why is it even happening? And why is it happening? It's because these ultra wealthy people want it to happen. And, the point I made at that time is, like, how much longer? Because these guys, what they're doing is they can't get it up no more. They don't know how to feel anymore. They've got access and resources out the ass. Like, there's nothing in this life that's going to make them feel like it's real anymore. So how long until Canelo Alvarez gets told, that was a boring fight. Here's a sword. Stab this motherfucker. That's and like I said, I'm doing my best not to talk politics at this place, but I'm also saying, here's something maybe that you can relate to. You're watching this fight with me. This is bullshit.
I've been saying this about several different sporting events for a while now too, because I've watched this as well. They've all become more brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's what they want, right?
More brutal. That's what the wealthy want. They want us to the point where we're taking each other the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I've read enough, books. Stephen King. What is it called?
Mm-hmm.
The long walk, the long mile. I can't remember. No, that was
the Green Mile.
I'm getting the Green Mile and the Long Walk mixed up. He did a book under the name Richard Bachman, and it was of short stories, and this particular one was in that book. And it's a futuristic thing about them making children walk for their lives.
Yep.
And when they stop walking, they're erased.
Yep.
So I wanted to mention yesterday.
Sound a little bit like real life.
Yeah.
It sounded more like real life to me every fucking day.
They're taking you back to the Roman Colosseum. That's what they
yes.
said. Yeah.
And yesterday,
greed,
going along with the sport,
brutality.
Going
along, do this.
Going along with the sports theme here. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby. Yep. And you got to have money to have a horse, and you got to have money. You
got to be a multimillionaire. You have to be.
We need money, like from Melania. I need that drop. So anyway,
another rich man's sport.
Yeah. And
all sports are becoming rich man's sports.
Guess who won? Guess who the rider was? The rider was a Venezuelan.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I'm like, where's your fucking outrage, fuckos, about a Venezuelan rider winning
on your American horse?
Took that short white man's job.
Oh, took that.
Motherfuckers.
So
the irony and hypocrisy. I can't tell if Ginger's laughing or if it's fucking
what is this
drop.
timeline? All right.
There we go.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we got your drop. What is this timeline? And we play it all the time, dude. Like, seriously.
It's for real though. What is this shit, man?
I know.
I feel. Go ahead, Ben.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No,
No,
you
go
got
ahead.
it. You got the floor, bitch.
I've been preaching about this shit for so long. And I'm so glad that I'm now not the only one seeing it. All these things are rich men games. They'll spend billions of dollars all over the country on new stadiums, but they won't give kids school lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing that with his military parade that he wants to have.
Oh my God, it was the first thing I wanted to talk about. So Dinky wants his birthday to parade 6,600 troops, 150 vehicles, plus 50 helicopters and planes dropping parachuters into the streets of fucking DC.
Fucking Christ.
It would
And if I don't get it, I'm gonna make everybody miserable.
So this is my thing.
Fuck you!
Thank you, Tony, for that drop. It was epic timing. Epic timing. Fuck you. $100 million. What could you do with $100 million in this country right now? When but there's nothing but a crime syndicate running our country right now. Just an absolute fucking mob fest. It's an embarrassment with him in his bright blue suit, and now at the Pope's funeral, and then what? 48 hours, he drops a picture of him wanting AI'd as Pope.
Literally anti-Catholic to do that too. Like,
I
if
want
you're
to say
Catholic,
something.
you're supposed to be upset about that.
The first time I saw that picture, because I've avoided it at all costs, because I know looking at it would make me nauseous and feel dizzy and want to, you know what I mean? And so I didn't look at it until Boston Brian this morning. And I almost shut him off because it was on there. I was like, I don't want to see this. I've seen enough of him in fucking outfits of grandeur. I don't want to see one more. And of all the people, he picks the Pope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're a Catholic, you're supposed to be mad about that.
You know,
like you can say
a
that he's
gut punch
just
to
joking.
the Catholics. It's got to be a gut punch to the Catholics. Oh my God!
There you go. That's the one that needs
That's
to go
more
viral.
like it.
That's
And by the way,
McDonald's.
McDonald's is crashing in sales because of the fucking tariffs and all this. You know, I'm sure they get all this. Yeah, that's the new Pope. Ladies and gentlemen, Pope
McDonald III.
McDinky Dick.
McDinky
Dick.
McDinky the Third.
Pope McDinky the Diddler.
Is he's the first of his name, I guess, right? McDinky the First.
Gotta have one of those long names.
Cletus brought up a very valid question the other night. He's like, how long do you think it'll take before there's a food court in the White House that includes McDonald's?
It's just like the Walmart. Yeah.
Get yourself a Tesla. Get yourself a Big Mac.
Well, wait a minute. What about the makeup room at the Pentagon? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you realize like the Pentagon?
Thank you all very much.
Okay.
I love Tesla.
The Pentagon.
This is my makeup room. This is my makeup room. Ain't it lovely?
Yeah.
Cost me 99 cents.
Not anymore, but
Yeah, not anymore.
Because it's
$5
$5
now.
$7.99.
yeah, it's like $8 now.
Motherfucker.
And
Oh my
in
God.
the Easter egg hunt being promoted or sponsored by Meta and Tesla and
It's idiocracy. It's idiocracy.
we watched
Yes,
that movie.
it is.
We watched that movie. We did a watch party. I have a fucking itch on my back, and I have my little scratch on
Diane
there.
had never seen Idiocracy, so every time
what?
anyone mentioned it, she didn't understand the reference. So we did a Zoom watch party of it.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it either, and it was frighteningly funny.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah.
say.
Well, I mean, doesn't it fit right in a McDonald's in the White House? Like it turned it
course
into
it
what
does.
is it? The Mall of America, right?
Well-
like that's that big mall. Like,
Have you
if
ever
that's
been to
gonna
the
become
Mall of America in
America.
Minneapolis? I've been there. It's a massive. Okay, yeah, no, but you know what I was thinking? You might as well add the pharmacy in there, where they can get all their
Yeah.
fentanyl and all their fucking
Yeah.
dick pills.
Xanax and
Ambien.
little
Yeah.
blue chews. Don't
Mhm.
forget the Viagra.
Well, I called it. I said
Go
dick pills.
Fuck yourself.
They bring it in. They bring the
way
pills in
off.
buckets. They're not, wrapped. They're straight from the fucking factory in buckets.
The feed bag. They just
Yeah,
feed
they
bag.
take what you need and leave the rest.
Oh no!
Especially for big balls. Big balls. Did you see? Wait. Wait a minute. I just want to show the picture. I'm just gonna send it to Tony right now. Have you seen this kid? This is the kid. This is Big Balls. This is a guy who's got
all our information?
He's a goofy little bitch, is what he is.
The 20-year-old incel
I
who's
don't
got
even think
all
he's 20.
our information.
He does not
Yeah.
look 20 to me, honey. He looks like he's 17. I shit you
He's
not.
so
Probably
young.
younger
He's
than
still
I think he's still a
dripping
virgin.
dew from behind his ears. That's how young he is.
He's
Yeah.
We
He
know they
still
like them
has
young.
amniotic fluid on his head. That's how fucking young he is.
That umbilical's still swinging.
Yeah.
It's the only helicopter dance he can do.
woo.
Fuck
Just
her.
look at a picture of this kid. Now, you got a lot of people here. You guys have kids. You guys have grandkids. You take a look at this kid and you ask me, he calls himself Big Balls. And he's got your social security. He's got your.
Look at this fucking kid.
Oh my God.
He's pimple
Holy
face.
shit.
Stop. He's going to prison. You realize that, right? Does he
He's going to
realize
spend
that?
a lot of time in prison
Yes,
figuring
he
out what
is.
big balls actually are.
Yes. He's going to
When
see
they're
lots
laying
of
on
big
his
balls.
face. Because
Yeah.
he has no
Pookie
other
gonna
choice.
show him what big balls are.
Imagine letting this punk kid root out your fraud and waste.
Oh my god.
I can't. Oh my God, it's right, Ginger.
Go
Jesus
ahead, Benny.
fucking Christ.
It just hurts. It just hurts.
It does.
hurts.
The
Yeah,
stupidity
it does. It's mind numbing, is what it is. Okay. After it's done numbing your mind, then it starts to hurt.
Yeah, the only thing impressive about this whole administration is their ability to do dumber and dumber shit. It's like
Like,
you wake up and you're like, we've met the top. This is as far as it goes. You can't get much stupider than this.
oh yeah,
It's
watch this shit.
Yeah, 12 hours later, they don't even fucking wait. It's
I
not
can
even like
top
they
it.
don't give you some time to cope with the last dumb thing they did.
I
Like
can
5
top it,
minutes later.
honey. I can
Yeah.
top it. By the way, I want to tell you guys this story because this is epic. Okay, so just like you, Ginger, the friends that you were playing cards with yesterday, they're not into all the politics. They don't follow it like I do. So I also have a friend, and she is, I don't know, she's all upset about RFK in the vaccine stuff that she just started kind of hearing about.
Jesus.
And I go, oh, honey, you don't even know the half of it. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, the guy's a fucking nut job. He's been on heroin for 25 years, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he fucked 36 women, cheating on his fucking first wife and kept it in a diary. And when she found it, she killed herself.
Yeah.
That's number two. Number three, during one of his divorces, not with the first one, but a different one, he said he had fucking brain worms and that he didn't have to pay alimony because he had fucking brain worms. Then you get to the incident where he takes a fucking chainsaw and sees a dead whale on the fucking beach and goes and chops his fucking head off and then puts it on top of a fucking car with his kids in the car. And then the whale juice is like dripping in the car and all over the road. And I can't even imagine the fucking hot mess that was.
For a 5-hour road trip. A 5-hour road trip.
In the summertime. In the summertime.
Shit's
whale
psycho.
juice just and brains falling into the car. The story was that he put plastic bags over his kids' heads so they could.
We all know how smart that is.
Oh my God! So then, and
whale
wait,
juice I'm
not even done yet. And then I go. Then there was an incident where he said that he saw someone hit a baby bear on the road, and he picked it up and he put it in the back of his car, and then he drove around fucking New York City with it, and then decided that he would set it up to make it look like a bicycle, hit the baby bear and killed the baby bear and set it up in Central Park. And she was like, what?
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like you just got to find that connection. Like, what will they? Like a lot of people are pissed off at the billionaires. So same shit. You got to find some connection.
He's a third generation rich kid who's a total fuck up, who's been on heroin forever, cheated on his wife, the whale, the brainworm, the bear, and now he's Secretary of Health and Human Services. And he's a total anti-vaxxer.
Human Services.
And wait a minute. I haven't even gotten to the best part. And I told my girlfriend this whole fucking thing. And she was flipping her fucking mind out. And I go, you want to know what he said yesterday?
Oh, Jesus.
He said yesterday, or the day before, maybe now, that vaccines, and hey, YouTube, this isn't me saying this.
Yeah,
this is RFK Jr. saying this.
Good job.
That
he said it. He said it. RFK.
We've got it on video. I've got it on video.
Yeah.
Gotta have the disclaimer for when they review your video. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll dig it up. That vaccines have aborted fetus debris in them.
Debris.
Mad scientist shit. That's what we do.
Let's find that video. Let's find that video.
The thing is that they've been using that talking point for over 20 years.
Yep.
To fight against abortion. That's like was one of their primary things. And they don't understand that.
I remember when they started saying that, I was like, these motherfuckers, I thought then that they had no love.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
Imagine
they showed
how
us.
I feel now.
Yeah, I was going to say, boy, they took that challenge.
Here's the video. I just sent it to Tony, so give him a second to pull it up. I just sent him the video of RFK saying that on News Nation, on television. You are RFK.
First thing they teach you in law enforcement is cover your ass. Play that beautiful being footage.
Yeah, play that. Go ahead, play the tape.
Well, you guys have seen the video of him saying that the COVID vaccine was created to target black people,
Ashkenazi Jews.
Yes. And it was to avoid certain people. Like the dude's insane.
That was bad, but this is worse in my opinion.
He's disgusting.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith.
They're all disgusting.
This is from that one. Did you guys see the Harlem clip from this one too?
No.
Oh, you got to look up the Harlem Harvard clip because Stephen A. Smith asked him about Harvard. I could probably find it for you.
Send it
and
to
Trump
Tony.
thinks he says Harlem, but instead of correcting himself, he makes up a story about people in Harlem rioting to support him. And these guys just sit there. I mean, they look like they're like, what the hell are you talking about? But
Deer
they
in
don't push
headlights?
back on him.
No pushback.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody says a motherfucking word.
Yeah, they just sit there and Stephen A. Smith mutters something. I can't tell what he says, but
which one is Stephen A. Smith, honey? Which one is he?
He's a black dude in the clip right there.
All right, okay.
Now, there are populations in our country, like the Mennonites in Texas, who are most afflicted, and they have religious objections to the vaccination because the MMR vaccine contains a lot of aborted fetus debris and DNA particles. So they don't want to take it. So we ought to be able to take care of those populations when they get sick.
By the way, the
Look at their
MMR
faces.
the MMR vaccine is measles, mumps, rubella.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the one that they target the hardest. That's the one that they love to target. You know, my son's an Aspie. He was diagnosed with Asperger's at like 3 or 4 years old. And so I did a ton of research on all the stuff to do with autism. Me and my wife during COVID had a podcast where we'd talk about a topic, and we'd both do like a week or 2 weeks worth of research on a topic, and then we'd have a conversation over it. And we wouldn't say to each other what we believed until we had the conversation. And so we did tons of research on autism and vaccines and all that stuff. And it is one of the most studied conspiracy theories out there. I mean, I think it's up to they've done studies on over 600,000 children. What was it, in Norway or Sweden? One of those countries. Following along, throughout their entire lives. I mean, a exhaustive study. And in that study, it actually found that there were higher rates of autism in kids that weren't vaccinated, but they weren't making that point. They weren't, they didn't take that study and then go, actually, the vaccine actually, no, they were like, this just goes to show that there is no link between, and I mean, that was like 660,000 kids or something like that.
And
over 1 million kids total.
Well, now he wants to make a list.
Before we get off that topic, can I ask a question real quick? I'd recently heard that, and you may not know, I'd recently heard that they are no longer calling it Asperger's. They've renamed it because Asperger's was actually named after a Nazi.
So it was named after a Nazi scientist, but the reason that I was told, in getting my son diagnosed, which by the way, I was like completely defensive about my son when he was about I guess it was when he was 5, because he was pre-K, and so he was having problems in class, and he would physically get into fights with kids and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I did too. So and this is why I say a lot of times, I say, when people say certain things, I'm like, I get that you misunderstood this. I did too. So now's your chance to educate yourself and, cure the ignorance, and this is your chance. But if you're going to just be willfully ignorant, then this is your problem. So initially I was like, no, nothing's wrong. Like, my wife and the preschool, the pre-K person were like, yeah, we should see, just like let him go in. And we took him to a doctor, and I was actually very impressed by the woman who did the diagnosis, because she didn't influence him. The whole thing is just watching him play with toys, me and my wife answering questions, like a lot of questions, like there's like 200 questions. Yep. And you're there for hours. And when we sat down with her, she said, I go, so what's up? She goes, oh, he's autistic. And I was like, oh, that easy? And she's like, yeah. She's like, there are some very clear indicators that he's on the spectrum. And I said, okay. And she goes, well, a long time ago, to get to your question, a long time ago, we would have said that he would be diagnosed with Asperger's. But there's a reason that we don't do that anymore, and that's because of insurance, actually. Children that are too high functioning, the government doesn't want to cover. So Asperger's is considered a high functioning autism. So at the time, she was like, look, your son's going to need help with social graces, learning to communicate, things like that. Other than that, he's pretty good to go. Unlike what RFK Jr. said, autistic children do write poetry. They do get jobs. I've employed multiple autistic people in my business. They actually go on to do really big jobs, as some of them are, just like everybody else. Some are intelligent, very intelligent, and like I said, it was funny when he said baseball. I was like, you don't think they'll play baseball? That's the most autistic sport I've ever heard of.
Well, he said they wouldn't get married, they wouldn't pay taxes, they wouldn't be able to use a toilet.
That's fucking insane. My son does all these things.
Said.
Well, not pay taxes, but yeah.
He will eventually.
Not yet. Yeah. I pay taxes for his ass, but no.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll never get married.
I understand what
shit.
people said about the Nazi scientists or Yahtzee scientists and the I think that's kind of like I think that's just wishful thinking from people that's why. I think it's more about the fact that our healthcare system sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
what healthcare system?
Yeah, the non-existent healthcare system really sucks.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ginger, in my opinion, the reason why we are the only, first world country that doesn't have universal health care is because they always wanted to overturn Roe. And when we watched the Dark Money game, it was a 2-part series that I told you about. Everything is so interwoven with these right-wing Republican Nazis, with pro-lifers, with the billionaire Harlan Crow, Leonard Leo,
Yep.
the Federalist Society, our Supreme Court now. You know what I mean? Dinky. I mean, you can see it in this fucking documentary, and it was even though it's really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. It's one of those documentaries where you're just like screaming at the I was screaming at the television going, I've been screaming this for 50 fucking years. You know what I mean? And also it kind of validated everything that we've been talking about on 21st Century Suffragettes, saying that these men have been after Roe ever since it's been in its conception, and they hated it the day that it came out, and they've been after it since the day it came out. And they've done everything in their power to put us back barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. And this really explains, like that documentary really explains. And not only that, it didn't really go into what I was thinking, but in my opinion, the reason why we don't have healthcare here is because the right-wing politicians wanted to stop Roe. And if you give everybody universal health care, but not Roe, and not have abortion and pregnancy and all that stuff, no, they don't want it. They never wanted it. And that's why we don't have it here. And I think that's been one of the things that we've been saying on 21st for a long time that really hasn't gotten out there, and I think it really makes perfect sense, especially after watching that documentary. That
documentary laser focused on exactly how we got where we are.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that, or the interesting thing about that, is that forever we've had these ideas, these conspiracy theories of like the skull and crossbones and all that stuff, and dark magic rituals and everything. And it's much scarier than that, actually.
Of course,
that's all fantasy shit. It's like the real below the surface work that these people do is actually, like you just said about the documentary, actually laser focused. And what it's laser focused on is control and
power and greed.
And keeping healthcare away from women is a way to control, because it's a way of saying, if you want the ability to save your own life in the the instance in which you're bleeding out in a parking lot and need an abortion, well, you have to come to me to make that happen. You have to make me happy, so that way you can get healthcare. And that goes, even to extend that past women's healthcare, then that goes also to the rest of the populace, the male as well. And that's one of these things where when people think that, oh, it's not touching me, so I'm not worried about it, like you're just one side off from this. You're one deviation from the women's healthcare talk, because the reason they use it or do it the way they do it is to control women. Well, they also want to control you as men too. So at one point or another, you will become part of that focus once they've accomplished what they want to with what they're doing.
I totally agree with you. Go ahead.
There's also an aspect of racism involved as well.
Oh yeah,
which points back to the last election. The primary reasons why Kamala didn't win was misogyny and racism.
Yeah, she's a black woman.
Yeah, we see it go all the way back to when state education was free. And when did that change? It changed with the civil rights movement.
When black people could
once
get
it
in
was
college.
possible for Black Americans to go to school for free, they decided to take it away from everyone.
Yep.
And we see that time and time again on a number of different issues throughout society.
That's how they turned it into a money-making business. Yes.
And once again, that's control.
They want to privatize every
control.
motherfucking thing. They want everything under their thumb.
Privatize. And that's how they can just make more money. And I just see, we were watching a war on women. And while Biden was in office from the Republican Party, and we kept saying, they're going to overturn Roe, and everybody goes, you're hysterical, you're crazy. Everybody, when we were against Dinky, he's going to trash our economy, he's going to fuck up our country. You're hysterical, you're crazy.
Please don't make me get my crazy out. Please don't make me get my crazy out. You wouldn't like it with my crazy out.
Well, and that's the way they do it, right? I mean, even RBG actually called Roe versus Wade poorly written, right? Like Ruth Bader Ginsburg at one point or another said, the inevitability of Roe v. Wade being overturned is it's inevitable, right? Like it should be fully out front of everybody. Her main criticism was the way that it was written and that it was not made to survive. Was it as intentional?
And that's why, that's part of the reason why it wasn't codified into law.
It couldn't be codified. Yeah, exactly.
But there was a lot of time for it to be, anything reworked in it that needed to be reworked could have certainly been done, and it could have been codified.
And that's a failure on the left.
I agree.
It's got to be called out.
What I find really unusual about the whole AB debate is if you explain Roe to anyone that's on the right, they will agree that that's the way it should be.
Yep.
Because the primary purpose of Roe was once a fetus hits viability, there are only certain exceptions that can be made. Now, what they also don't understand is that once a fetus hits viability, an AB actually results in a live baby, whether it's C-section or vaginally. But if you actually talk to them about what Roe was, they agreed with it. They agreed that protection should be in place because they don't actually understand what they were fighting for.
Yeah, 70% of Americans, when polled consistently, 70%, between 65 and 70% of all Americans, not just Democrats, not liberals, not progressives, all Americans, every single poll said they believe that Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land. Like that it should be completely acceptable. And this is, once again, this is the big lie. This is what Trump does with his whole mandate talk. Oh, I have a mandate. Oh, I had one in a landslide. There's so many people in this country that are following and wanting me to do these things. It's all bullshit. Yes. He'll stand up there and tell you like, no, this is what everybody wanted. Everybody wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. And he'll even, like I said, he'll use the RBG thing. He'll say, even RBG said this will be overturned. And it's like, that's completely taken out of context. There's anybody with a brain would know that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was obviously obscenely pro women's rights. Yeah. And it just
take
goes
your boot
to
off her neck.
What's that?
Take your boot off her neck, as famously she said.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that it's the 10,000 lies. It's like if he just stands up there and says it over and over again.
Eating cats and dogs.
Yeah, the eating the cats and dogs. And like even now, so you take that, right? You take that and you say, so you guys remember when he said eating cats and dogs? And people they'll start by saying like, oh, well, it was this or that. And you'll start calling them out on it. Like none of that shit was happening though. Oh, well, actually there is a video. Like even though he can backtrack on the shit he says and his people will still support it.
Martha Salinas from our chat said, in Oklahoma, a woman went to jail because she had a miscarriage. They are trying to charge her with murder, even though evidence shows natural causes. This is, it's a war against women. We've been watching it for a long, long time. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, Ruth saying that Roe was poorly written. How about the judge? I think it was from the 70s. I forget his name, but he said the 22nd Amendment is fucking garbage. Or not the 22nd. I'm sorry, the Second Amendment, guns, right? The militia and blah blah blah, and it's from when it took you 3 minutes to load another bullet. Now, if you had 3 minutes to kill people, you could kill 1,000 fucking people. You know what I mean? Like, forget about it.
Muskets, fella, we're going on.
And he goes, it's bullshit. The Second Amendment.
Yeah.
I can't remember the judge's name, but I remember playing it on our show ages ago, and making a point of it, because we were going through this mass shooting epidemic during Dinky's first administration. There was mass shooting, and all of their fucking manifestos were talking points from Fox News and Dinky in his administration. It was ridiculous. And I just go, I keep saying, I know it's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's why I want to keep everybody to keep, stay strong. But at the same time, the reason why, every time we've gone through some shit like this in our fucking history, we came out on the other end of it way better. In my opinion, Dinky's broken so many norms. Oh my God, Lulu girl in the chat. I haven't seen you forever, and I love your girlfriend.
Lulu girl.
Oh my God. So anyway,
I haven't seen her in
I don't want to lose my train of thought. So every time we come out better on the other end, and with Dinky breaking all these norms, I think the norms have to be. We haven't even seen his fucking tax returns yet, motherfuckers.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like,
ever.
Tax
not
return.
The first time, not now.
A real health document. Don't tell me he's 6'3" and 225 fucking pounds.
Oh, please.
I really don't want to hear it. It's such fucking bullshit. I can hardly stand it. And then even my girlfriend who hates Dinky goes,
madman.
he looks good. He looks really good. He's been losing weight. And I go, no, honey, that's all smoke and mirrors. She's not on YouTube. She only listens to local news and only sees local newspapers. She's totally cut off from the shit that we see.
I want to say something about what you just said about the miscarriages thing too. That over the last 15 years, over 1,200 women have been tried for it too. So this is one of the things that when I was doing, because this is how I do things, right? If I think that something is correct, I want to research and see not just if I'm correct, but also how I could be wrong. So I wrote this paper, pretty much a white paper for myself, that's called the Abortion Conundrums. And conundrums are very hard to answer questions. So I wanted to figure out different ways to challenge the way that I thought, and one of them was the punishment conundrum. And I just asked the question, like, so even if you say, okay, I'm completely pro-life, I don't want there ever to be an abortion that isn't in some way 100% the right thing to do. How do you determine that? And in looking into it, I thought about it. I said to myself, like, what if a woman fell down a set of stairs and had a miscarriage? What if a woman just had a miscarriage? What if a woman took drugs or alcohol without knowing that she was pregnant and had a miscarriage? Like, which one of these things would you be able to prove in court that she did intentionally? And in doing that research, I had found that over the last 15 years, 1,200 women had been put on trial, a lot of them in Texas, I believe, for these miscarriages. And a lot of them do have to do with like people doing drugs and alcohol, knowing that they have a child. But even then, how do you prove that? How do you prove any of those things? in a court of law, and then you're taking a person that, you know, a woman that potentially had a miscarriage through no fault of her own, and then you're going to put her in prison?
Okay, yeah. I have a question for you, Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
When a dude has sex with a chick, how do you know if you've impregnated her or not?
Yeah, and you don't. Yeah, you don't.
You don't. So, with no protection, and even sometimes protection doesn't work because that shit breaks sometimes. And there's all sorts of shit. So there's so many variables. Keep your fucking hands off. How about that?
Yeah.
Keep your fucking hands off. Yeah. Number one. Number two. What's that fucking wheelchair fucking Nazi piece of shit? What's his name?
Abbott.
Yeah, thank you. Fucking Abbott.
That's all the description I needed.
Yeah.
Said
he was going to get rid of rape in fucking Texas when Texas has the highest rate of rape in the fucking country. And then since the overturn of Roe, we've had 70, 80,000 fucking women forcibly having fucking children across southern states.
And they're defunding the program that would allow rape kits to be processed to deal with the backlog.
Of course they are. Go ahead, Benny. I'm sorry I cut you off. I needed to finish my rant.
No, you didn't. I was going to try to throw something in real quick. But, because I didn't do it real quick.
I know. I got
it. Went away.
Well, a great example of what you're talking about is what happened to that 10-year-old in Ohio.
Yeah.
And did you know that there's a Republican congressman that tried to push through a bill that would have forced that 10-year-old to have the child? And when asked about it, he said that when she grew up, she would have realized how much better of an option it was to have the child. A 10-year-old.
You fucking
10-year-old.
You fucking
and
sick
look,
fucks.
I grew up in a place where 12-year-olds were pushing strollers, right? Like, I grew up in a very, very ghetto place. So, I grew up around very poor people that, not because they were assaulted, but because they had sex at an extremely early age. And then they got pregnant, and then they didn't have resources or access to healthcare or advice from good parents. And this is what makes poverty a cycle, right? And this is why it's so important to invest in impoverished communities and help to educate young people, sex ed, stuff like that.
Yep.
You can only imagine these kids are not far in life now, right? Like the kids from my neighborhood that were 12 years old. Can you imagine being a child that was assaulted and then forced to have the child, like where your life goes from there?
You know what, Angry Ginger, is I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You think about the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. You think about the Christian churches. Every day we hear another right-wing, Republican, Christo-fascist, even cops and people of authority who are diddling with little kids. We see it and we hear it every day. And I don't understand why nobody can put the connection together. Why can't you just put it all together? Mm-hmm. Look at the abusers in the White House alone. Whether they're like Hegseth. You know what I mean? Like just Trump. Like one
try to get
example.
Getz in there.
Yeah. Getz, Dinky himself. I mean, just a horrendous.
Linda McMahon, she was complicit by overlooking.
Vince McMahon,
Jim Jordan. I mean, just
Jordan.
You can name them off the top of your head. And we shouldn't be able to do this, by the way.
None
of us should be able to do this.
No.
It's so super fucked up that we know so many pedophiles and rapists and everybody who are in positions of power now. How about the story, the horrific story that Sage brought up on our show last Thursday, which is about the New Hampshire people and them.
It all connects back to the governor
making children fight, and the loser who was passed out would get diddled with. I don't.
Oh my God.
Like the most horrific fuck. And this is like This is like in 08, 09. You know, and now those people who were involved is the governor of fucking New Hampshire. These are people in power, and it's
Jesus.
This is a story that went under the radar. None of us heard of, and I said, Sage, please come on the show and tell us all about it. These are the kind of stories that we're also digging for because we're the suffragettes, and we appreciate Angry Ginger and all the other dudes who hang around with us being our suffragettes because we need your support. We need your support more than ever because, you know, we feel like we're totally under attack. And you're looking at white women.
We are totally fucking under attack. We are totally under attack. Make no mistake.
But you're gonna get $5,000 for having a child, so like it's all good.
I'm 60 motherfucking 4 years old. I've raised 15 kids, and I'm done.
Lifeless, black eyes.
But isn't that what they do to us?
That makes me useless. You see,
right? And that isn't that
redundant?
Their opinion? Yeah. Isn't that their opinion of any woman that can't bear children? Is that you're useless now? Yeah.
You've been made
Isn't that sad that the answer to stopping people from speaking out, the answer to people that are complaining about how bad things are right now is to wave a check in front of their face? I have friends that, you know, they hate the whole Trump thing and all that stuff, but they're like, well, at least we'll get $5,000 from the Doge thing.
Why do they think this is going to happen?
Why do they think they're going to get a check? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
They're going to get a check. It's going to be for $1,200 when we're in a recession. That's when you're going to get your check. The same time you would normally get stimulus from the government.
They've been saying for months now they're going to get a check for $5,000.
Because some right-wing pundit said it on Twitter, and then they ran with it. And made everybody think it was real.
Yeah,
I mean that's exactly how they do it.
Yep. This fucking social media.
It's fucking social media. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Steve from our chat asks,
it's become very unsocial.
Steve from Scotland. He says, he asks, how bad do you think it'll be a year in?
I can't even imagine. I don't even want to cast my.
It's only been 4 months. So
out there.
Amplify it by 3 times at least.
I'm hope. Listen,
clue.
I'm a very hopeful person. I'm very hopeful. It's the only thing that's gotten me this far in my life.
Benny's hopeful, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got.
I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that because.
Warning, warning, danger, 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 danger.
I mean, we're going to eat some dirt, okay? Don't get me wrong. Just hold on. And, you know, we've weathered things before as a nation, okay? And it's like, because of how everything is so absurdly askew. It's very convenient that we are living in the age of Aquarius. You see, this is when this has been predicted. Everything is changing, but it's going to change for the good.
But we're going to have to eat a shit sandwich in between now and then.
We're going to have to really dessert. But it's not like I've never done that before, and I'll continue to do so. I suggest we all do the same because, you know, as a community of people on YouTube, we live in communities, and in those communities, we got to get our shit together as a community.
Yep.
Otherwise, like Peter. I'm gonna screw up his last name. Like Peter said in the chat, it's the Trumpocalypse.
Yeah,
we have to accept it's the Trumpocalypse.
Reverend Potty Mouth says, "I think we'll be fighting in the streets in a year."
Yep. Yeah. By the way, shout outs to Rev and Tired AG's mods.
Yeah,
and I think you know, I shared a meme to kind of post for the show that we're doing today, And it said, if you think it's dangerous to speak out now, imagine what it would be if we were silent, right?
Yeah.
Like if we weren't talking. So,
Yeah.
so here's what I think about a year from now. It's dependent on what you do, like we are
It's all on
lucky
us.
we live in a day and age where we have this media. Like our voices combined, you started this show talking about going on Sons of Liberty and me coming on here and all of us kind of working together, and behind the scenes in this Discord, the Aegis Discord, they've done a lot of stuff where they're connecting content creators and trying to bring together a community and stuff, and it's just getting off the ground. But let's say they say, oh, it isn't working, let's just stop. You lost a voice. You want to see me coming on here. We want to see you on Sons of Liberty. We want to see Big Sarge on another show. We want to see people talking, because if you want this to turn out better a year from now, then it's going to take people speaking up and exposing shit like what Benny's talking about, the Katie Johnson thing. How many people out there have no idea what happened with Katie
Dude,
Johnson?
I can't tell you how many people have no idea. And it makes my eye twitch when I think about it. It literally fucking does.
Yeah, and for me, it's a Curtis Yarvin thing, right? Like every person I talk to, I go, "Do you know Curtis Yarvin?" No, I don't know who that is. And yet he's more and more connected to the people that are within Trump's administration. And I think that if you want to talk about a year from now, it's really going to be dependent on what we do about this, because Donald Trump's going insane. Yeah, I put the I put the video in the that's the meme I shared. I put the video for Harvard in the Zoom chat because I can't get onto my Blue Sky down here.
I love that.
Donald Trump's going insane. Donald Trump's going insane.
Yeah,
and the first 100 days,
watching it in real time and experience it first motherfucking hand.
That ABC interview was fucking bananas. and look, he was bananas 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but it's gotten way worse.
He's round the bend.
So you got craziness. You got the first 100 days of a presidency are always the most active 100 days. After that, all the judiciary cases start to catch up, and lawsuits and all the pushbacks start to happen. So 1 year from now, the question is how active were you in talking to your friend about RFK, talking to your friends about the billionaire problem, being a person that's, if you're not on YouTube creating content to make people aware, about being active in the street, and even if you are on YouTube, being active in the street, standing up and standing on your morals and saying to people, this is a line you will not fucking cross.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are going to determine where we're going to be a year from now.
Yep. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, Ginger.
So Benny, are you still handing out the
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Children list?
Yes, ma'am. I'm handing out a copy of that with the Katie case. It's the last page in the stack.
That's one of the things I bring up every time I talk to
you should see
MAGA around me.
Ginger, you should see Benny's car. First of all, it says vote in sparkly blue paint all over the outside of her minivan. And then on the back of her minivan, it's got the Katie Johnson case blown up the size of the window, this big, to show it's Epstein and Dinky and yes. And she likes she likes sparkly, shiny paint, so that's why it's blue sparkly.
That's my level right there.
Yeah, and
that's
so
my level.
Such a sucker for shiny. I'm a sucker for shiny.
There's videos of her going to. You can see them on shorts on our channel, where she went to a town hall, and the guy was like bullshitting, and she was screaming "No Kings," and she got the whole room to chant "No Kings." She goes to these protests with the indigenous woman sign over her hand with the red paint.
Red headband.
And everybody recognizes you, Benny, and because of that, and you keep passing. I don't even know how many copies you've passed out. I don't even know how much money you've spent on that.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I think it's great, Benny, and you are an inspiration to us and to the rest of us. You got us all fired up to go out on the streets. You got me and John Deff and 5 Eggs to signs, right, like this one, and we went out on the streets and went to our local Detroit protest. And I'll tell you what, I felt good about it. It made me feel good.
I fucking love it. I love it.
The energy.
I'm pumped for days afterwards just because it feels that good. You know, and then I can hardly wait until the next event.
But what I noticed at the end of that protest was there were people on this side of, like, you know, of course we're in Detroit, so we got the Palestine and the Arabic and blah, blah, and they were all duped by fucking Jill Stein here. And, you know, so that's a big point of contention here. And DeVos, you know, Betsy DeVos, they own everything in Grand Rapids and fucking own 15 million goddamn yachts. And who the fuck cares? They're assholes. And they've been in this, they were in the dark money game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've been knee deep in this fucking bullshit forever. We've got, well, you could name, we can go back to the, you know, the Roosevelts and the Vanderbilts and all the, you know, the rich, oh my
Robber
God.
barons.
All the robber barons of the
Rothschilds.
The Ford.
Rothschilds, yeah.
Yeah, the automotive industry that, like, oh my God, I'm still living on my grandpa's money. And it was like 6 fucking generations ago. And like,
JP
oh my
Morgan.
God. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
like, we've been watching this for so fucking long. And I think that because I think we're older and wiser now, and we've been watching the pattern of Republican get in, fucks everything up, Democrat has to come in and fix it. I think that might be a bigger, better message than all of the minutia, right?
Because it's true. It's just
Dickie's
fucking
fucking
true.
everything up right now. He's got his dirty little fingers in everything, and he's fucking it all up. You know how much money it's going to cost to repair the fucking damage? You know, and guess what? I had this thought in the middle of the night, and I just remembered it just now. In order to fix the problem, you're not going to tax regular people more money. No, you're going to tax fucking billionaires 80, 90% to fix Dickie's fucking problem because you fucking voted for him, because you fucking backed him, and you thought you were going to fucking, and you already made a fucking $1 billion off the goddamn motherfucking stock market. And don't tell me you didn't know that this shit was going to fucking happen, because I knew it was a fucking big pump and dump fucking scheme, and I know jack motherfucking shit about the fucking stock market. So I don't want to hear another fucking word about, oh, I didn't know, and oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I've no clue.
What country are you from?
I've no idea. No clue. Oh my God. I just need to work out more and like bang my fucking Fox News boyfriend. Fuck this bullshit.
I'm sorry, what country are you from? Hollywood?
No, it's such bullshit. It's such major corruption. And the other thing I want to say, these motherfuckers are criminals. Criminals. They are committing fucking crimes on a daily motherfucking basis. And I don't think enough fucking YouTube channels ever say that.
Yeah.
Do you
know who Voidzilla is? Do you know who Voidzilla is?
No.
Okay, so his name is CoffeeZilla.
Sorry,
and then his side channel is Voidzilla, but his CoffeeZilla channel used to be exposing scams, like YouTube people that scam people or that create content against other content creators, but have this like really dark history, stuff like that. But his Voidzilla channel, he usually covers like meme coin shit, like the Hawk Tua coin, or like these scams that are generally perpetrated in the stock market, pretty much.
Anybody who can't see that, you don't have to have just but a lick of common sense to know what's going on there.
Yeah, so you should watch.
You know what I mean?
He's got a couple videos. One's called "Is Crime Legal in America Now?" And it's about how Trump. Did you know Trump pardoned this guy named Milton? Do you know about that?
The guy who the crypto
the
coin
Nikola guy. Yeah. So I was participating in the stock market during COVID when this guy was around. And I saw the whole thing play out because I was like, oh, okay, big rigs, hydrogen powered. He's talking about how he's got all these, contracts set up, how he's going to be taking business from Tesla. And I'm like, oh, okay, this actually sounds like something that's interesting. Maybe I should put some money into this. And at that time, I was doing more day trading stuff and wasn't looking long term. And this seemed more like a long-term stock. So I decided not to put any money in it. And it turns out, they had posted this video of this truck, this diesel truck, and it's hydrogen big rig. And it was supposedly running. It was driving with this big trailer behind it to show proof of concept. And what it was is they had set it on a hill and let it roll down the hill. It didn't have an engine. It didn't have anything in it. It's a completely fake company. So Trump pardons this guy the other day, totally pardons him when they're asking him, like, isn't it true, that he had set up this fake company and he was using the investors' money to build the company? He's faking it till he makes it. Trump doesn't know who this guy is. The whole time Trump is saying, I've been told he's a great guy. He's really amazing. The people I talked to said he was really good. He's not a bad person. The only thing that he's ever done, according to these people, is he voted for a guy named Donald Trump. And it's like, it's readily fucking apparent he doesn't know who the dude is that fucking pardoned him. But what he does know, because somebody probably brought his to his attention, was that he donated $1.8 million to his inaugural fund.
Oh, 100%.
What he does know, if you want to know why he knows that, it's because Pam Bondi's brother was this guy's lawyer.
Yes.
Brad Bondi, or, of course he comes from a family.
Violated.
Brad, Pam.
This is going to take up so much space when they write about it because it's so much stuff.
Oh, dude, we're gonna need fucking so many books.
I'm
so many
not
volumes.
Fucking kidding. I'm like, whoa.
Even imagine the historians that are gonna try to write about this timeline. I feel sorry for you, bros. Like, you're gonna have to include fucking Twitter. You're gonna have to include tweets.
We're gonna be the experts. Are you kidding me? 10 years from now, we're gonna be on fucking like the whatever Maury Povich is at that time. They're gonna be like,
"Oh my
welcome
God.
to the show, the host of the 21st Century Suffragette. She's an expert on the moronity of MAGA."
You know why?
Oh fuck! I hate you.
I've been writing
You got
for years.
Everything's been logged.
Wait,
that's actually a good idea because
Chronicle.
all my shit's on Google Sheets. You got that shit in the physical form.
Oh well, you know why?
The Trump Chronicles.
I kind of didn't know. Should we do a drop? Should we do a drop in the archives? All right, pick a book number. First
I put
of all,
some lube on and got him on
Ginger,
his knee.
this is on you. I have one of 10 books. These are the 9. Okay,
handwritten.
Here's 10 that I'm working on now.
Nice.
So pick a book number. Just pick a book number, and I'll just open it to a page. So pick a book.
3.
Any book.
3.
Okay, number 3. Let's go back. I have them in order, so it should be.
It rubs the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Okay.
What talk about playoffs? You kidding me?
Playoffs.
I just pulled up a page. This is from, ironically, 4/20 of 2023.
Very nice.
I knew where I was.
I just flipped through the book and opened a page. I wanted to see pink and yellow, or pink and orange, because orange is dinky and pink is gun violence. So Election denier Mike Lindell offered $5 million to anyone who could prove him wrong regarding the 2020 election. Software developer Robert Seidman did and sued Lindell for the $5 million. In arbitration, panel ruled Lindell must pay him FAFO.
Best part about it, that dude that proved him wrong voted for Trump. He proved him wrong not because he hates Trump, but because he was like, this is my job. I can prove that it's wrong. And it proved that the information that Lindell had was actually from like a Chinese company. It was like information he was given from like China. And this dude went through, he's like, it has nothing to do with the election.
Yeah.
It's like completely false information. It's fucking amazing story.
So, that was an amazing story. And now, where is Mike Lindell, by the way? He's crying in court going, I can't pay the $5 million. I'm broke. I spent all my money on Dinky.
Is that why he wanted the campaign to be governor of Minnesota so he could take campaign finance?
Oh, fuck.
Wait, who was? Say that again, Spy.
Mike Lindell. He wants to be governor of Minnesota. He wants to replace Tim Walz.
Dude, if they replace Tim Walz with fucking Mike Lindell, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I can't do anything else. I'm fucking done.
You can't handle the truth.
Holy shit. Which one's your wife, Trump? Which one's your wife, Dinky? Oh, that one? No, that's Eugene Carroll, Dinky. You get like you need 3 chances, right?
Yeah.
Diane, they're saying you're muted. Oh, it's back. Never mind. It's back.
Fuck, I touched it. And if it's not glowing purple on my neck, like
you don't touch the mic. You don't touch the mic.
If it's not glowing purple on my neck like a demon, I'm fucking muted. Okay, so
Diane's practicing her neck tanning.
My ass.
I just thought those are some dope ass lights.
It's like it's on my microphone, and every time I talk, it lights up, and it's fucking annoying. Oh my god! So anyway, guns shot because they rang the wrong doorbell. They shot because they rang the wrong doorbell. They were in the wrong car, wrong driveway. And trying because basketball rolled and today because of basketball rolled into a neighbor's yard. Trigger happy paranoid gun freaks.
And some really good news: the guy who shot the young black man that rang his doorbell, he died the other day. So that's nice. The guy who shot him.
I like having the backup stories, AG. I mean,
I know everything about all these stories.
Well, you know, this is just
his dick is like a gherkin.
That one caught me off guard.
5 eggs will do that to you.
5 eggs has the best drops, and he does them at the perfect fucking timing.
Amazing.
And he almost like he knows what we're gonna say is coming out. So anyway,
Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart.
So just to finish this one page, a Trump Federalist Society judge, a former Manhattan assistant district attorney, has refused to protect Alvin Bragg from being dragged in front of Jim Jordan's shit show, subjected to a deposition and possibly, I don't know, I can't read that word, ruled for Tucker Carlson against Karen McDougal. Same judge extorted money against Trump, obstruction and interference in criminal investigations. And I just said, fuck out. So there was one page in book number 3 of 420 of 2023, and I think we should kind of make that a segment from now on.
I think so.
Yeah.
Play a game. Go back in history. Back in time.
Yeah. The Wayback Machine.
Well, and this is how much fuckery we've been through that we forget.
Yeah.
We forget about the Alvin Bragg, the picture of him with the baseball bat, and it was right next to Alvin Bragg's head in the post, and how fucking awful that was, and we were all raging about it now. And now he's literally putting people in concentration camps in El Salvador. It went from the picture to the fucking nightmare. It's the slow boiling frog thing, right? What do you think, AJ?
I want to say one of the things that you brought up with the gun violence thing, that just, the insane amount of hypocrisy on the right. So every time there is gun violence, right, it's always brought up. It's not the guns, it's people, it's mental health. But what did we just see the Trump administration do? What did they just do?
Defund mental health.
Defunded mental health. Yeah. When you talk about Joe Biden during his tenure, I think it might have been after the Tennessee shooting, he helped pass bipartisan gun law that we haven't seen in over 30 years. And in that bipartisan gun law, once again, bipartisan, this isn't Democrats, these are Republicans too that were involved in this. There was a fuck ton of money for helping kids at school with their mental health, counselors, mental health facilities, just this is the hypocrisy that is the right. You say, okay, there is a gun violence problem. We can't disagree, right? Like, people sending their children to school and being afraid of them not coming home is not acceptable. And you'll get somebody on the conservative side that goes, yeah, of course, that's true. But it's not the guns, it's the mental health. So
they
then
won't
why
do anything
are
about the
defunding
gun laws, though, but they'll try to do something about the mental health. They'll say, oh, blame it on mental health, and then they won't fund it.
Yeah. So how do you fucking deal with this if you're not going to fund mental health? And it's that guy way of thinking, I guess, is like, you just deal with it, bro.
What Tony just said, it's true. It's true. You just deal with it, bro. No,
Where you going? Nowhere.
No offense, Angry Ginger, but I think that this is the difference between men and women. We think
100%.
We think fucking ahead. When we saw Dinky coming around the bend in 2015, we were screaming, and everybody fucking called us nut jobs. Benny Loco from New Jersey, from New York, knew what a fucking piece of shit pedophile that motherfucker was back then. But it wasn't. It was like deeply kept secret in New York society.
Bought and buried. So many
Catch
fucking
and kill.
nasty
Caught
things
and
are
killed.
bought and buried.
Yeah, it's called Catch and Kill. Benny, in like the when they catch a story and then they kill it because somebody paid them to catch. Bought and buried is the same concept, but more people know it as Catch and Kill. Because they got the story about the Playboy bunny. I can't remember her name, Karen. And then they got the, Stormy Daniels story. And everybody knew it was there before the election. You got him grabbing by the pussy tape. You got, oh my God, him doing the
making fun of
the reporter. All of that shit would have ended anyone before this. Anyone. It would have ended him.
Yep.
That one presidential candidate, his whole entire career was ruined by going, just one time. That's all it took.
Yes.
Misspelling potato. Do we remember that?
Yeah.
The tan suit with mustard. Oh my God. But you know what? The whole thing was butter emails. And then we had that fucktard. What the fuck is his name? That fucking giant.
Comey.
Yeah, the fucking giant.
James Comey. Yeah, the guy who produced it. Yeah.
Who's like, la-di-da, be 12. What happened to the rule that 30 days or 60 days or 90 days before an election we don't pull this bullshit? Oh, yeah. You met with Dinky and all of a sudden you do this and then you put out a book. You fucking
yeah. And at the end of the day, how'd that work out for Comey? You know, like, what does Trump think about him now? He hates him, just like he hates anybody that doesn't bow down. What did you say in that ABC interview? Why can't you just agree with me?
Yeah.
I muted myself again. If it's not glowing purple, I'm.
Is it supposed to be this soft?
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? Like I came up and I talked to my wife and I was like, have you ever heard somebody out themselves that hardcore? Why can't that's like some shit you say to your wife or your wife says to you when you're talking about going out to eat? It's like Mexican or Italian. Why can't you just agree with just going to Mexican? You know, like that's the type of thing you expect that from, not from a president of the United States saying to a reporter, why can't you just agree that it says MS-13 on that man's knuckles so that way we can deport this father? Like, my whole thing is, I don't give a shit if he is a criminal.
No.
Then bring him back and give him due process.
No shit.
Exactly.
Show it to me.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Supreme Court told you to do. Bring him back, put him on trial, give him due process. If he is a criminal, then
fucking
deport.
go. Still can't send him to El Salvador, though. That's the fucking most hilarious part about all that is the one place they weren't allowed to send him to was El Salvador.
It's about the cruelty.
They could have deported him to anywhere else.
Stinky.
And they wouldn't have had this problem. This is how dumb this administration
I know.
is.
This is so great, though. Even what's her name, that chick that was on the that Boston Brian cover today, she was even trying to do a little bit of pushback on him. He can't handle it. He breaks the fuck down. See, this is the thing about narcissists, and I hope nobody calls in when I'm on this little rant, because I'll tell you what, I called my sister out for stealing a lot of money from my mom, and what did she do? She flipped out. And the thing about when you call out a narcissist, you must stay calm. No, that's not the truth. This is the truth. This is the facts. Da-da-da. While she was throwing her hands up in the air and going, I'm going to call the cops. And I go, honey, you're only calling the cops on yourself, girlfriend. Like, you stole the money. Like, whoa.
Yes.
And that's when the thing is, a narcissist will overreact every time. When you call them out and when you stay calm. The thing that guy did, whatever his name is, Terry, whatever.
Terry.
Yeah. He wasn't staying calm. He should have said, I'm sorry, sir. You're wrong. That's a lie. This is the truth. Real short, 3-word, no, lie. This is the truth. Bada bang. Right? So instead of going, no, let's move on. No. Don't try to move his ass on.
Fuck, he tried to give him a way out. He was like, let's talk about Ukraine.
Give him a way out so he can get off this. He wouldn't get off the subject because he knows that if he keeps lying about it, it'll, like Roy Cohen and Putin taught him, if you keep fucking telling the lie over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it becomes the truth.
Yep.
You're right. If he was literally the first time he said it, because I can like hear Trump supporter arguments in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like I've said this before, I could go on one of these Dean Withers, the My Dude shows and debate as a Trump supporter better than Trump supporters can, right?
They'd appreciate it, I'm sure, because they're always looking for intelligent Trump supporters, and they're never found.
They never get them, right? And it's like, so I'm thinking about as he's saying that, and I'm like, okay, so what would they say? And they would say, No, obviously, what Donald Trump is doing right now is saying that you can interpret those as being that, because they like to always give him the best faith answer, right?
He was kidding. He was joking around.
He was joking, yeah. So if it's the bad answer, it's just joking. If it's the good answer, it's you're being unkind. You're saying that you're taking from his words something he didn't say. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, all right. So he gives him that first try at it. He says that. I go, all right, that's what these people are going to say to me. And I was like, and I'm going to have to be able to defend my point of view on this. Then the dude goes, let's talk about Ukraine. And Donald Trump doubles down. And then the dude goes, hey, man, at the end of the day, it seems as though it doesn't say that. Tries to give him to him. He triples down. I swear to God, it's like 4 or 5 fucking times. And let me tell you something that, like you said, a narcissist does, a goddamn liar does as well. They continue to attempt to provide evidence for something that they are defending themselves against in a way that makes people like me and you go, why are you still defending yourself? Like, if he didn't do it, then that's fine. If you come to me and you say, did you steal this? And I didn't steal it, I go, no. What the fuck? Like, why are you asking me that? If you come to me and I did steal something and you say, did you steal this? I go, no, I was I was not even in this room. I was I was over here. Why would I want to steal that? Exactly. And that is why Donald Trump 100% thinks that MS-13 is tattooed on those knuckles. Because that motherfucker can't help himself. He can't. He could have just he could have just smacked that fucking ball out the park and let it go. Dude was like, sir, I'm trying to give you a pass. Let's go to Ukraine. And he's like, no.
No. He doubled. The funny thing is, too, I watched the video several times now. I think it was 2.5 fucking minutes that he took going, no, Terry, you're not being nice. And why can't you just agree? And the whole night. And it says, for sure, it says, no, honey.
Absurd.
It's so clear that it's been fucking photoshopped. And
I wish I knew how to quit you.
That's why we're gonna Photoshop you. We're in your McDonald's Pope outfit, and that's where we're gonna. Tony, wait, can you bring up my favorite AI video or picture that Adam Westfish made? I said, Adam, will you make him into the Statue of Liberty in drag in a dress with money like falling out of her cleavage, and this is what Adam came up with. It's so. Yes, you do. Not yet. Okay, he's gonna have to look. He's gonna have to look for it. It's gonna take a minute. But you know what I mean? Keep trolling this motherfucker. He can't take it.
No, he can't. He's so thin-skinned. Yeah.
I love Tony's Brokeback Mountain drop because that's what we tell them down here. That's exactly what we tell them. That they are, they can't quit him. And I have to wonder why you can't quit him.
Broke back for Trump.
Broke back for Trump.
Well, and you saw, even at the end when he does say
with a rainbow and a mountain and a horse.
When he says, why can't you just agree with me? He looks down. He's got this defeated, looking at the ground. Why can't you just agree with me? And it's like, that's body language. It's like
you could totally see the vein in his forehead. I mean, you could see the pressure he was under, and that made my heart feel so good.
So good.
I was like, how did you like that, Donnie?
How does that feel?
AG,
honey?
Another couple of times, you might just have an aneurysm.
I love
this might be the plan. That's a good plan.
AG, I love studying body language, and you're so right. There's been when he walked out. There it is. There is Adam. OG Adam Westfish is my favorite Miss America pussy ass bitch. Look at her.
That's amazing.
Putin in the background, and all the money, and just stacks of money in her little dress.
Oh my God.
Are those rubles?
Crown. I don't know if they're rubles or not.
It looks like American money to me.
It might be. It's fake AI money.
Yeah. Fake AI money.
But this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, you guys. Troll the fuck out of them. They can't handle it. Elon Musk is breaking fucking down.
Crying like a
crying out
bitch.
loud in the White House. People can hear him. By the way, just so you know, AG, is that IHIP, his cover, every time they cover Elon, they're like, you can hear him crying in the halls of the White House.
Good.
That's what people are reporting. I love IHIP because they do like, I don't know, 3-4 videos a day of the hot topic of the day. And I know it's kind of silly about Elon and all his children, but when the thing that you don't know from their research is that Elon thinks that he is the reincarnation of Alexander the Great, and that he probably has more than 100 children already, and that he wants 5,000 children, a legion.
Should have given us a warning on that one, Tony.
Oh, damn, dog.
Oh
Nobody
my God.
appreciates a tea bag. Thank you.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, there goes the monetization for this channel.
Yeah, seriously.
That's gonna be the hard one to explain, Diane.
If we lose our monetization because of that, then fuck it. It was worth every minute of it. No, the thing about it is, let's fuck with them,
Tony.
Yeah,
keep fucking with them because they can't handle it.
How great would it have been if that reporter had the Photoshop pictures of Dinky with MS-13 all over him and been like, so if this one's real, does that mean this one's real?
Yeah. How about Robo Bitch Barbie? She was like pushing her hair away, and like it says MS-13 all over her face and neck tattoos and all up and down her arm in like tears, for how many people she's murdered, and like, troll the shit out of them. I love the trolling. I wish I knew how to do it better. We will try to do it with our merchandise.
That's a great way to do it.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
You walk around in public and it's like it's right there. This is the real.
I want to show you guys.
It's right there.
Tony has been working on this all day. Okay, this is Dinky's nickname T-shirt in the workings, and we're not even done yet. We're not even close. We're like not even halfway there. So I have a list of his nicknames that I've been collecting for fucking a decade almost now. And it started with the profile like Hitchcock did, right? And that's where it started. And then Tony made him fatter. Okay. And then
the lips.
Yeah, the lips. Tony couldn't get over the lips. They were just too great.
Lips.
He needed to have the lips in there. And so this is what we came up with so far. Of course, Dinky, and I love it that it's at dick level. It's at dick level. And Dinky's, our favorite word for him. And then pussy ass bitch, Captain Bone Spurs, neck China, Fat Nixon, IQ 73. Putin puppet, convict 45, like these are all the fucking pink mist. Benny, yours got in there, pink mist. And so I told him to make all the ones crooked in his body. Now we're gonna work on the ones on the outside so we can like make it 12 by 18 picture with all the fucking nicknames. And you got to look at it. It's gonna take you a while to look at it.
I like that one.
So cool.
I like the one with the dinky across. I like that one.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Fuckface Von Clownstick might be my favorite.
I came up with that one. Thank you.
Nice. I'm a big fan of the Mandarin Messiah because there's a book about Mao Zedong called Mandarin Messiah. Because obviously he's Chinese, but obviously I like it better because he's a fucking gigantic orange fascist. But
it does seem to suit him better, for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So again, we are working on merchandise. We are trying, you know what I mean? We've got shit going on behind the scenes. And again, Angry Ginger, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I know we don't cover shit like you cover it, like a video or whatever. We like bust some balls around here, and we have to have fun doing it. Otherwise, we'll fucking lose our minds.
Well, and everybody's got a lane. Everybody's got to have their own thing. Like, it doesn't do any good for us all to do the same thing, you know? Like you were saying earlier about Benny. It's like it's great to have Benny doing what Benny's doing. It's great to have you guys doing what you're doing, and you know what I do is hopefully helpful to some people as well.
Well, and you also do it with giggles, which Tony cannot get enough of your giggles, and the timeline drop has become priceless to us. Like, what the fuck is this timeline we're living in?
My wife laughs when she can hear when I have you guys up, when I'm upstairs on my personal computer. I'll have you guys up, and she'll hear that, and she'll start laughing.
If I could, real quick, I do want to give a shout out to Angry Ginger's merch. Anybody who still wants a Kamala shirt, the next one I will be buying is the one that says, I can't talk to you until you go read a book.
Oh, that
was you too, wasn't it, Spike?
Yes.
I was telling some fucking troll. I was like, I am not going to talk to you until you go read a fucking book.
Oh my god, that's epic. And then I said I want a new Kamala with on the t-shirt that Spike is wearing, but there comes a time when you just gotta kick that fucking door down. Because we have that drop, and even though it's, you know, I love it. I love the authenticity of it.
Yeah. We have to know that sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that fucking door down.
Just like that.
Fucking door down.
Tony, can you play the Twilight Zone Outer Limits for Nana in the chat? We are not in the Twilight Zone. As Benny would say.
We're in the outer limits.
We left the Twilight Zone, and we are now in the outer limits.
We done the Twilight Zone was done. We're in the fucking outer limits now. This is the fringe.
AG, we do take phone calls to our show every now and again. And if you guys want to call in, I know you guys have been holding off, and I think it's very sweet because it's not often that we have, you know, superstars in our chat, and Angry Ginger's a superstar because, you know, we only have 1,000 followers, and to us, you're a fucking superstar.
Oh my God,
your show's way cooler than mine.
Benny Loco alone.
I'm still waiting to be put on that mailing list for that the book How to Cope When You're Surrounded by Idiots.
There you go. It's on my desk right now.
Please don't forget me.
Currently on my desk right now.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I have 2 books, and they're ready, available.
And she's out.
Except I have to get them.
Upside down.
All right, I'm putting your link in the chat for everybody, Angry Ginger.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is Malcolm Nance. They Want to Kill Americans. It's the scariest fucking book I've ever read. Ever. But again, Malcolm Nance is going to tell you how it is, and he ain't going to fucking bullshit you. And that's what I like about Malcolm Nance from a intelligence perspective. He's going, this is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. And I want everybody in our chat to be like, you know, expect it to get worse. Yeah. But just know that we're going to be here through all of it. We're not giving up. Nobody's going to shut our asses up. And if somehow our channel gets shut down, you know that there's backup channels like 21st Century Suffragettes, GENTS, and also Diane Russell Live. And you know, I say we coalesce together. You know, your channel and all these, you know, smaller channels. I'm not talking about Midas Touch. We can't touch them because, you know, they got the Midas Touch and they got 5 fucking million viewers.
Yeah.
And they're clickbait, which I don't I'm sorry. I gotta admit, they
Me
use
too.
clickbait.
Listen, they
Lots
didn't
of
used to be they didn't used to be clickbaity.
I know they didn't
When they
used to
first
be,
started out, they didn't used to
but
be
it's
clickbaity.
it's a way you get people to watch your shit.
Yeah.
And I'm a little against that, you know.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I like to be a little bit more truthful. Anyway, look.
Yeah.
I think it's important that we all. I don't give a shit. I said important. I didn't say important. Like, what's her name?
Yeah.
Important. Oh my God, if I hear someone say important one more time, I think I'm going to fucking robo bitch fucking myself off the fucking planet because important is not important.
It's not important.
It's fucking, oh my God, important. Oh my God, I can't. So, I go into my characters. I don't know what they are. Robo bitch.
Robo bitch. Well, what you said about clickbait is actually important to something that's a little bit bigger, and that is that what we're going through right now is a symptom of a much bigger disease. Like, I know that Donald Trump seems like he's the center, and I'm sure Donald Trump would love for you to believe he's the center of all of this, but he's not.
We know
He's
better. We know better.
He's a symptom of a bigger disease. And that disease is our overstimulation. And it goes back to the WWE, which Donald Trump was a part of, and Linda McMahon is in his fucking in his cabinet, where the days of the degeneration period of wrestling, where it was ripping off women's tops and body slamming in the ring, and Vince McMahon is fighting Linda McMahon, and there's all this cheating going on, all this crazy shit. I tell everybody they should watch that Vince McMahon Netflix documentary because it's 100% shows you where Donald Trump learned that Americans love shitty heels that are bad people.
And violence.
And then you
they
follow
love
that.
violence.
Then you follow, and violence, yeah. And even better, fake violence. Because it's not so bad because, like, you know, if you call me out on liking this, it's just entertainment. What are you so mad about? And then we go through the Jerry Springer, speaking about more violence. You go through the Jerry Springer era of people getting the first time Jerry Springer became really fucking popular with fighting.
Ginger, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I saw an old Jerry Springer clip, and I can't remember. Maybe it was on Threads, or I don't know, forget where. It doesn't matter. An old clip, and it was total... This is where we are today with these white supremacists. It was a bunch of young kids on a stage, and young kids. I'm talking 14, 15, 16. And they're like, we hate, I mean, just the shit you hear today. And I was floored. I'm like, this is exactly where it came from. Sorry to interrupt. Please go ahead.
No, that's actually perfect. That's actually perfect because I use my own background growing up with skinheads, Peckerwoods, Featherwoods, Nazi lowriders, like that whole white supremacist, those people, right? That's part of that Jerry Springer mentality, and that's part of the people that ended up voting for Donald Trump. But more importantly is the fact that, like you called out, clickbait, and that is a lot of people want to voyeur and want to see the entertainment. They want to watch the fights. They want it to be real enough. And when we continue to push clickbait stuff, we do add into that issue. You know, there should be a time where we get back to what was it, during the Reagan era? They got rid of the Accountability
Fairness
Act for the
Doctrine.
media. Fairness Doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, that kind of almost needs to exist also on YouTube for people. Like, we should be able to say, this is what happened today, and this is why you should be interested in it. And people, and this is on the YouTube viewers. This is on the viewers. People should be clicking things that are important, that they care about, and stop clicking so much things that say things like if you read a fucking a title and it says Trump panics and leaves rally, you're like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's too much of a
Morning
fucking narcissist.
meltdown.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that
It's
piss me off.
over
Yeah.
for Trump. It's over.
Yeah.
We have to do our part as content creators, and like you said, it is hard because you have to have a certain amount of bombacity. You have to use the right words, but they should be the right words in an honest manner as well. If you say an angry veteran, this is the title of one of my videos, angry veteran calls out Chuck Grassley, right? That's okay because he did, and he was angry and he's upset. That's okay. That makes sense. But if you say angry veteran makes, Chuck Grassley eat his own words and panics and leaves town hall, like, no, he didn't. He listened to the fucking topic. He heard what he said, and then he avoided the answer.
That's sensationalism.
Yeah, and that's a part of it.
Great.
Well, some lefties are playing into the clickbait that the right gives you.
Exactly.
And so, we're not journalists here, okay?
Icon was better than sex.
Dude, Rhino Hunter 69 told me I wasn't a journalist, so.
It's funny but we adhere to more journalistic ethics than people in the fucking White House correspondence do right now. You know what I'm saying? Just like I say, I'm an atheist and I'm more Christian than Christians because they don't give a shit about other fucking people. It's become black is white, white is black, blah, blah, upside down, everything. And, that's the fucking thing that really scares me. We know about the projection, the hypocrisy, all the fucking tricks, the propaganda, right? We know about all the stuff. And when, in the beginning of Dinky's administration, they were saying that Democrats are pedophiles and that Democrats drink baby milkshakes. Now, don't fucking YouTube, don't hit me with this. They said this. Okay.
You guys need to grow some balls.
And so, my fear is that because of their projection and the gaslighting, that we already know that they're all, diddling little kids. Let's just fucking admit it now. But the baby milkshake, like, what? Now I think that Republicans are doing that because they say that we're doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck, motherfuckers? If you're going to throw out this fucking weirdo ass bullshit, I'm going to say you're fucking doing that because every motherfucking time, it turns out that you are doing it and nobody else is. So that's the clickbait, right?
Yeah.
Right.
What is it? It's that, and once again, there's a lot of Nazi scientist quotes here, but it's the always accuse your opponent of the things that you're doing to deflect from what you're doing. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It freaks me out.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because when I first started doing videos, when I wasn't like super political, I just thought like Trump was a dumbass. I thought the followers were dumbasses. I wasn't very political at all when I first started my YouTube channel. That was the shit that drew me in. That was the shit that I would make fun of. I would get on here and watch Jordan Klepper talk to, like, there's this like older black dude, and he's like, so why don't you like the Democrats? And he's like, they're evil.
Give me one too.
And he's like, well, what do you mean that they're evil? Like, what exactly do they do? And he's like, well, they have whole rings where they take these children and they drink their blood. And like, it's like, that's fucking mental illness, dog.
What? And they believe this shit.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because this is what they've been told.
Hold on. My point is
not what they've witnessed with their own eyes. This is what they've been told.
My point is that they're projecting what they are doing.
Yeah. And that's what they do. That's part of the the whole fucking art of the deal.
And you got Sage coming on our show last week telling us about a horrific story out of fucking New Hampshire that she could barely speak the words that are in the fucking articles without getting us banned off fucking YouTube. So, you know, this is the kind of shit that we're talking about. They're actually fucking doing this shit, man. You know, and
that's why I haven't read this report that was fought and buried in 2016.
Yeah.
Because it's so foul.
We can't read it
so
on the air.
Disgusting that I would be banned off of YouTube.
Wow.
We cannot
So
read that on
if
air.
you
when we get
haven't
banned.
read this case, you must. I've posted it on my Blue Sky. It's in there somewhere.
Are you talking about the Katie Johnson one?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. Like I not only did I watch a video that covered a little bit of it, my stepbrother, who's not a Trump supporter, but he is a libertarian, and he actually was like, but I don't think this, and how do you know she's not, you know, he had some concerns as to whether or not he should be believing the information. So he actually ended up calling in on the show. And it's the only time I've ever really had call-ins on my show because my internet sucks. So he was on it and I led him through like his questions. And he was like, okay, he's like, this is fucked up. He's like, this, you know, he's like, well, why would she drop the charge? And I'm like, do you know what it's like to fight a billionaire in court? Do you know what it's like to fight 2 billionaires in court? Do you understand how much paperwork?
And all
do you know how much?
Yeah.
Like, hate, emails and death threats. And I go, and he is like, and he's a person that is willing to listen, you know? And that's why I try to tell people is like, sometimes we have these issues in our chat and everybody has it on the left where people will fight with people because they ask a question about something that they don't find, like they're worried. They're like, oh, are you good? Your mic working?
Is my mic working?
Okay, there you go. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say Ruby and Shay Moss.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see harassment on an epic fucking level, look at what happened to Ruby and Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Murkowski going, we're all terrified. We're all scared. Because retribution is real.
Yeah.
And then you got...
And that was just one case.
And you've got...
Of many, many, many cases.
Giuffre committing
more than you
suicide.
can even imagine.
Yeah. Oh, the girl that just took her own life not too long ago. It's like, why do you think she did that? You know, like she didn't do it because she was lying about all this stuff. Like,
Sage in our chat said Vanity Fair article with Peter Thiel claims to get young people blood. That's an article in Vanity Fair, and I've read that article. I know exactly what she's talking about, so I know she's not bullshitting. This is true. These people are fucked up. These people are really sick. And I've been calling Dinky sadistic forever. And I've been wanting sadistic to click to him, to cling to him. He's sadistic. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about poor people. He doesn't give a fuck about women or minorities or anything that he's fucking doing. All he's doing is to fucking enrich himself. We can see that now. It was clear, plain as day. He fucking made a deal to stay out of fucking prison because he's a criminal. I don't think him being a criminal is mentioned enough on a daily fucking basis. A criminal.
Yes, he
34 convicted felons and fucking adjudicated rapists and I don't know, owes $500 million. You can't be more compromised than that. You can't.
I'll tell you what, that Katie Johnson stuff, if you haven't read it, like, you should get the link to that. It is available through Florida. Ironically, didn't Ron DeSantis make that happen?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it flew under the radar, and most MAGA have never even seen it. And those still calling for the Epstein files to be released still haven't seen it. Or
here's some files.
Child victim list.
You know, it's funny. We already saw the Epstein files with Dinky's name all over it. And they're like, release the files. And whatever they release, it's already shit we've already seen. But really
and heavily
illegible.
Redacted.
No, it wasn't even redacted. They made the... Remember when I was watching Hal, and Hal goes, oh, look, you can see it plain as day on the original one. Like, you can read the words. It seemed like they Xerox copied it 50 fucking times so that the barely any of the words would read. Yeah. And so it's like really, and you got a whole binder full to all your little minions out there on social media to spread this bullshit for you in your empty binders. I mean, it was fuck all. And I know that the thing about it is like the maggots that are, what do you call them? QAnon maggots, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are like waiting for this. They want to see Bill Clinton's name and George Soros. And no, bros, guess what? It's Dinky and Elon and fucking Prince Andrew.
Probably a little bit of Diddy. A little bit of Diddy in there.
Here and there, a little Diddy here and there. Oh my God.
Where did he learn it from? Where did he learn it?
Fuck.
And let's not forget that, one of the primary reasons Dinky really wanted to stay out of jail is because all those people he would have been locked up with would believe that he is a diddler and would treat him accordingly.
You know how they get treated in prison, diddlers.
Yes.
By the way,
the thing with the influencers and stuff, I think that they thought that they could give those binders to those influencers and that those influencers would make up shit.
Yeah.
I think they were, because look, I mean, you said it, the clickbait thing, right?
Yeah.
As a YouTube content creator, those people are there for money. That's what the right is. The right, they're actually mad right now, right? Like the right's so fucking mad right now that they're being over inundated with these. They're like, no, we're the old guard grifters. You don't get to come into this. Right. And they make money off of rage bait and hate. And I 100% believe the White House thought they could give them those binders and that they would make up shit to create content. And I think they played their hand too heavily. I think that those influencers thought they were really going to get some good shit. And when they got it, they were so disappointed that they didn't know what the fuck they were supposed to do with it.
And what's that dude with the beanie cap, the skull cap?
Tim Pool. Fucking Tim Pool.
Fucking that guy is now in there. And that guy, we know for a fact, was paid by Russia. So, like, why is he in the fucking White House press pool at all? By the way, we are coming to the end of the show. And I know time flies when you're having fucking fun. And AG, thank you so much for joining us. And what we do is closing statements. So if anybody wants to go first
soft,
or whatever,
bald,
it's
overweight
fine.
Republicans in prison.
I know what they do with overweight Republicans.
Soft, bald, overweight Republicans in prison.
I want that to be piped into Dinky's dreams every night.
Soft, bald, overweight Republicans in prison?
And Elon.
Elon just crying.
Yeah, we do a couple closing statements. So, I mean, AG, if you got anything else to say or you want to promote your show or whatever, everybody here already follows you. So
I know, right? Yeah, I mean, you guys know what I do. So
and if they don't,
if you're interested, come check out my channel. But what I'd say is just like a little bit of, going back to the question of somebody said, where are we going to be from a year from now? You got to live your life and you got to do the one thing I think that's the most important thing to every person here is to not become apathetic, not to become nihilistic. Don't let them exhaust you because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We can't, rest on our hands hoping that Donald Trump's going to eat one too many Big Macs or he's going to fall down a dimly lit, fucking set of stairs.
Or run
what we
into a
need to
bullet.
do or run into if we
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Right?
Yeah, you did.
If we want to do what you guys are talking about, and it's cyclical. We've been through this before. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last time because progress comes from hard work. On the other side of pain is glory. And when you want something bad enough, you keep working for it and you fight for it. So if you want to be here a year from now saying, well, we might not be where we want to be, well, we're damn sure not where we thought we would be, then the most important thing is to mind your bubble, lead by example, and don't let these motherfuckers steal your joy.
Yep, 100%. We've been saying don't let them steal your joy for a long time, and that's why we have a lot of giggles here, even though we cover fucking heavy shit here on 21st Century Suffragettes. Spy, Benny, either one, go ahead.
So I would just like to echo what AG was talking about. So unfortunately, I missed Thursday's show because of an internet and power issue. And I have to say, I really think it was the universe talking to me because everything had gotten really heavy. And then all of a sudden, no internet. So I got to go and do all kinds of other things. And I didn't have to worry about what was going on. When it came back on, I got caught up. But take that time. Even if you don't think you need it, take that time.
Yeah.
Because we don't always realize we need it when we need it. And also, 5 Eggs has a kitten video for everybody.
Benny, you want to say something before we play the kitty video?
Well, don't leave any room where conversation could be had with somebody to drift away. You take up that room and you have that conversation.
Take up that space. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, there was a woman coming out of a smoke shop today and she had the cutest little pair of salmon capris on. And I complimented her on it. She's walking closer to me and she sees the back of my van where I got the case pasted on and an arrow that says Trump did that in big letters.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You're going to hate me." I said, "Why?" I think I was just going to tell you that your capris were really cute. She says, "I voted for Trump." And I said, "I'm sorry." She said, "So am I. I am really sorry." I said, "Come here. I need you to read this." And I pointed to the case on the back of the van. And she started to read it. And I said, and I'm watching her read it. And I'm watching her face. And I said, "I got one better for you. I'm going to give you a copy of it." She said, "Really? I can bring it home to my husband and I can show him this." And the earth moved under my feet.
Oh, of course it did, Benny. It means a lot. I love it.
So it's a butterfly effect. And it's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
So that's what we have to do. We got to be butterflies.
Yep. Well, just to heal all of our souls, Spykin has new kittens, and we kind of end the show with a little kitten video because, like, we kind of need a little solace from all the
we're watching them grow.
We are watching them grow. It's so cute. Mama.
She's so verbal.
I'm out of here.
The kittens bring all the viewers to the yard.
Come on, it's kittens.
Those noises.
Listen to that mama cat chirping.
Good. Yeah.
Oh my God, Spy. It's so fun.
Well, at least this time they weren't climbing the playpen, so it's not as loud, but they're all tuckered out from doing that all day. So they're getting strong.
And they're going to climb out of that playpen before you know it. They got that netting. Yeah, forget about it.
One of them's already made it to the top. Callie has already made it to the top.
Okay,
she just doesn't know what to do after that.
Of them. The white one is called what?
Snowball.
And the gray one?
Smokey.
And then the one that's crawling on the mama right now is
top,
Sage.
the one next to the white one at the very, very top, that's Hank too, because there was a cat when I first moved here named Hank. sweetest cat I've ever met. Looks just like him. The one down at the very bottom that you can't see, that's Sage. And then the other tabby is Callie, and Calypso. She's the one who's made it to the top of the pen, but couldn't figure out where to go from there. And Mama is Dragon, so.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you so much for sending the videos. And thank you, AG, Angry Ginger, the Angry Ginger. Please check his show out. It's great. He does long form videos like we do, and he cuts them up. And, well, he does it different, and I like it. So, anyway, we love you, AG. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our mods. Thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you, Benny Loco, Spykin, everybody.
And the gifters. We had gifters, lots of gifters today.
Yeah, memberships. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the
I can't see the chat. I can't see the chat.
From Danny Dublio. Dublido.
Yeah,
And
Danny. I think Danny's from my channel. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. And thank you to everybody else just for hanging out and promoting the show and being here with us. We appreciate it so much. I don't even know what else to say after that kitty video.
The cat
I
stole
feel
the
all
show.
fluffy and like,
Fucking kitten stole it.
I know.
Does it every time.
The kitten
by the
stole
way,
all our thunder.
if you ever want to see a live feed of them, you have to do our Zoom meetups, okay? I do live feeds of them during the Zoom meetups, so.
We don't even know when our next one is. We haven't even scheduled that shit yet. The channel's going through some growing. Okay, so we're gonna try to do new things and different things. And again, AG, thank you so much. And by the way, have me on your show. I would love to be like go through videos with you. I'm like, oh boy, got something to say about that. I would.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
I
Yeah.
know, whenever you feel like it, bro. And again, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We need suffragettes, right, ladies?
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Bring them in.
Thank you guys again, everyone. Peace out and take care of
His dick is like a gherkin.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it. Peace out, everyone, and thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, wait. Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. And Lindsay Leiter is going to join us again on Tuesday. So
You can't handle the truth.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Deuces.
Woo! I got to take a leak.
Let me break into the waves and let me shake into the white and contemplating over a jug of wine. The end of the world, the end of time. Planets aligning, I feel fine. I can't take all the violence and the pain. With six-string by candlelight, and I'm still young, trying to start my life. Will it take some catastrophe? Will it be a personal tragedy? Only time it tells all. Oh, le fond du monde,
passion, love, and security. Global mad worlds and the master plan. We haven't come here to destroy your land. The evil power wants to shake my hand. Universal rule, the life of man. Ooh, saturated with luxuries, emaciated in poverty, and le fond du monde, oh Lord, le fond du monde, oh le fond du monde, oh le fond du monde, oh le fond du monde, le fond du monde, le fond du monde. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The end of the world. 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 Oh, okay, yeah, le fond du monde.
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
My boy!
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to speak to Sticker Commander, please.
What?
Universe!
I'm looking for a sticker for my girlfriend's business. It's like a flower on her door of her business.
Mopars and monsters only.
My girlfriend owns a boutique. Could you do...
No.
You couldn't do something for my girlfriend who owns a boutique, like a door sticker?
No.
Just monsters and
No.
Mopars? That's it?
Yes.
I like to take it apart and put it back together.
Red Bull. Heineken. Cigarettes. Knives.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Knives. Cigarettes. Heineken.
Give me another smoke.
Cats. Trucks. Stickers.
Idiot.
Mopars. Monsters. Heinekens. Red Bulls. Cigarettes.
You don't forget to smoke, though. I always smoke when I work. They go together.
What? No.
I use a shark hook to catch bass on Square Lake, and then they die.
My boy!
Oh, I got one now. Oh, that hook's way down in there. There's only 4 prongs on it. Did you say 4 prongs?
3
It's
prongs.
gonna die. Oh my god. Playing video games. Smoking cigarettes. Red Bull. Red Bull. Cigarettes.
What?
Heineken.
Yeah.
Zombies. Heineken.
No. Yeah.
Monsters. Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Marlboro to your friends? I already have.
Give me another smoke.
Give me 2 smokes.
Give me a Red Bull. I need some caffeine to start this day.
Give me a 5-pack.
Give me another Red Bull. I want 2.
I want the 5-pack.
Cigarettes. 2 packs.
Give me a carton.
Cats. Catbird. Heineken.
Let me get 7
Cigarettes.
cat
Marlboro.
burgers, please.
Heineken. Red Bull. Cats. Cigarettes. Red Bull. Grab me a smoke. Sticker Commander.
My boy!
Shark hook.
Shark hook.
Red Bull.
Space rockets and a new load of Heineken beer are loaded aboard.
Cat Sanctuary. 25 by 30. 30 by 30.
Good
30 by 40.
indication that maybe you should call a handyman.
50 by 50.
Also, you might want to look in your wallet to see how much money you want to disappear.
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that either.
That is the best thing about a handyman.
I'm playing video games. Red Bull. 26 cans. Smoking cigarettes. Red Bull. Heineken.
Red Bull.
2 Heineken. Red Bull.
Make it stop.
Oh, yes, I was wondering if you could come over and replace my sink. I don't need the whole universe done. I was just thinking about the kitchen sink.
Practically everything is on board now, and the last case of Heineken's beer is lifted aboard.
Marlboro. Cigarettes. Red Bull. Heineken.
Am I not?
Red Bull.
No.
Heineken.
That's the best
Cigarettes.
thing about a handyman. They can do multiple things on the same visit. For example, I might repair a deck, replace a faucet, clean the gutters, and repair a hole in the wall all on the same trip.
No.
Hitler escaped to Brazil.
No.
Grab me my knife.
Yeah.
Shark hook. Shark hook. Monster. Stickers. Heineken. For stickers, monster stickers only. Red Bull. Marlboro.
Filter out a certain level of caffeine and sugar. Long-term abuse can lead to liver.
Hey man, I was wondering if you could come over
No.
and replace my deck with a brand new deck. Cigarettes. All out of
No.
AST7.
My body!
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
My body!
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to speak to Sticker Commander, please.
What?
Universe!
I'm looking for a sticker for my girlfriend's business. It's like a flower on her door for
No.
business.
Mopars monsters only.
My girlfriend owns a boutique. Could you do...
No.
You couldn't do something for my girlfriend who
No.
owns a boutique, like a door sticker?
No.
Just monsters and
No.
Mopars? That's it?
Yes.
I like to take it apart and put it back together.
Red Bull. Heineken.
Heineken.
Cigarettes. Knives.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Knives. Cigarettes. Heineken.
Give me another cigarette.
Cats. Stickers.
Idiot.
Mopars. Monsters. Heinekens. Red Bulls. Cigarettes.
You don't forget to smoke, though. I always smoke when I work. They go together.
What? No.
I use a shark hook to catch bass on Square Lake, and then they die.
My body!
Oh, I got one now. Oh, that hook's way down in there. There's only 4 prongs on it. Did you say 4 prongs?
3
It's gonna
prongs.
die. Oh my god. Playing video games. Smoking cigarettes. Red Bull. Red Bull. Cigarettes.
What?
Heineken.
Yeah.
Zombies. Heineken.
No. Yeah.
Monsters. Cigarettes.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Marlboro to your friends? I already have.
Give me another smoke.
Give me 2 smokes.
Give me a Red Bull. I need some caffeine to start this day.
Give me a 5-pack.
Give me another Red Bull. I want 2.
I want the 5-pack.
Cigarettes. 2 packs.
Give me a carton.
Cats. Cat fur. Heineken.
Let me get 7
Cigarettes.
cat
Marlboro.
litters, please.
Heineken. Red Bull. Cats. Cigarettes. Red Bull. Grab me a smoke. Sticker Commander.
My body!
Shark hook.
Shark hook.
Red Bull.
Space rockets and a new load of Heineken's beer are loaded aboard.
Cat Sanctuary. 25 by 30. 30 by 30.
Good
30 by 40.
indication that maybe you should call a handyman.
50 by 50.
Also, you might want to look in your wallet to see how much money you want to disappear.
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that either.
That is the best thing about a handyman.
I'm playing video games. Red Bull. Smoking cigarettes. Red Bull. Heineken.
Red Bull.
2 Heineken. Red Bull.
Make it 6.
Yes, I was wondering if you could come over and replace my sink. I don't need the whole universe done. I was just thinking about the kitchen sink.
Practically everything is on board now, and the last case of Heineken's beer is lifted aboard.
Marlboro. Cigarettes. Red Bull. Heineken.
Am I not?
Gas. Red Bull.
No.
Heineken.
That's the best
Cigarettes.
thing about a handyman. They can do multiple things on the same visit. For example, I might repair a deck, replace a faucet, clean the gutters, and repair a hole in the wall all on the same trip.
No.
Hitler escaped to Brazil.
No.
Grabbing my knife.
Yeah.
Shark hook. Shark hook. Monster. Stickers. Heineken. Or stickers, monster stickers only. Red Bull. Marlboro.
Filter out a certain level of caffeine and sugar. Long-term abuse can lead to liver.
Hey man, I was wondering if you could come over
No.
and replace my deck with a brand new
No.
deck. Cigarettes. All out of
No.
AST 7 years ago.
My body!
Look how shiny
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes.
So shiny.
What kind of a man is he?
It's so shiny.